So my daughter was after me for a bunch of years to write a memoir. She kept saying, Dad, you know, you've got a lot of interesting stories. You've traveled all over the world. You've done a lot of things. Write your stories. And I said, you know, I don't really want to do that. I don't feel motivated to do it. But she kept at me and kept after me. And eventually I said, okay, I'll write one scene, but one scene only. I mean, that's all I'm going to do. So I started to write a scene, and I picked a scene that happened way, way back when I was 5 years old. In fact, when I was living in Scotland. Are you ready, lads? When the master's voice boomed, even the rain paused to listen. 23 lads squirmed, waiting for the start of the race. Toes twitched and eyes searched. Wee ones were these boys, but fierce as the weather that slammed in from the Atlantic, thrashing the west coast of Scotland. My lips quivered. I needed to pee. And as I wrote it, I began to discover things that I had never realized, why this scene had haunted me my entire life. 23 pairs of shoes pawed the mud, racehorses chomping at the starting gate, muscles taut. My shoelace was untied. My shorts hung low. I was no racehorse. Made in the USA from different stock than the Scots, I was the only Yank, and a scrawny one at that. It's probably my earliest real recollection. I've heard stories from earlier, but the race I remember, viscerally I remember what it was like to be there. Someone yelled, "Go Harold, go laddie!" Harold was halfway to the finish line while I staggered about, lost amid the also-rans. The pack surged forward, and then suddenly a gasp from the crowd. What is it? What's happened? It's Harold. Harold slipped. He righted himself. He slipped again. Now he was down in the mud, and behind him McDougall tripped over Harold, and then Buchanan and Burns, and following them MacDonald and McBride and Calhoun, following all over one another, tripping in the mud, screeching like cracked bagpipes, trying to get up, tripping sideways and backwards, slipping and sprawling and stumbling. And then Bruce and McGregor glanced over their shoulders to see, and down they went too. Boys in the mud and groans in the crowd. My father's voice sounded the national alarm. Blimey, would you look at that little bugger on the end, the wee one. The Yank, isn't it? He's the only one still standing, and he's going to win the bloody race. I knew this was an important scene. I didn't really know why. I just knew that I couldn't let go of it. The master's face was drawn and glum. He patted my head. We posed for a photo. He slipped me the prize. Well, laddie, here you go, just like a sneaky Yank. Found a dry patch of ground over yonder, you did. It is where I think, at least consciously, I can remember the first time where I began to give away my life to those around me, where I decided unconsciously, that I was going to live my life in a way that pleased other people. Why am I here, alone with the prizes? And the question that glowed neon in every cell of my body. Will the lads like me now? Am I okay? I thought when I won it that I, in fact, would be a hero and my classmates would love me. Well, the exact opposite happened. The prize was a box of toy soldiers. I held them tight to my chest, as if these 10 tin figures could rescue me from shame. And so it's the moment that I can look back on where I first made what I call a deal with the devil. And the deal with the devil was, I will give up my soul if you will make me be accepted and liked.